Hello you guys, welcome back to this week's second video. So it'll technically be our 7th arts and crafts video. And so basically this video we're going to be doing the OOBLECK goo. It's from the Dr. Seuss series, if you guys are some Dr. Seuss fans. If not, you can just simply call it some weird looking goo. Yeah. So basically you're just gonna need a jar or a bowl, anything you can put it in. I'm gonna put in this one. You're gonna need a spoon to mix, or you can probably use a fork better. It's gonna be easier, but I don't have a fork that's long can fit in this jar, so I'm using this spoon. Then we have some food dye just to make it a little more fun without having a basic cornstarch, white color. So even if you don't have this at home, you can even grab some from the 99-cent store. I know I grabbed this one at Walmart because it's a great value, but I mean, I know that they have this at the 99-cent store. But before we get to it, just know that at the end of the video, I will give a little bit of a science, not like a science check. I guess in a way it could be a science check. I'll give you a little science lesson at the end because this is not just some random goo. It's gonna be a little bit of science thrown in there, and I'll show you then, so stick around. But first we're just gonna jump in straight to actually doing the cornstarch. So here we go. All right, so the recipe needs 16 ounces of the cornstarch, but I don't have any measuring cups near me, or actually I do, hold on. All right, so we're gonna use this one. Oh, and the recipe also needs water, so I'm gonna be using my water bottle for that. First let's get this started. So 13. This could get a little messy, so just bear with it. It could get a little messy, so that's why I kind of have it here on the little patch. Okay, so I passed, this is about 3 in here. So if it's gonna total to 16, then we're gonna need 16 divided by 3, which is 9. Oof. No, it is not 9. Wow. Wrong math. It's gonna be 6, isn't it? Yes. Wow. No, not even then. Oh my god, it's 4. Wow. Guys, stay in school. All right. Now that that's done, so once we have this in there, so you're gonna go ahead and just make sure everything's out of here. Damn, this stuff really gets stuck. Okay, so now that we have this, have you guys ever touched cornstarch? It's the weirdest thing ever. It's like, it's not quite like flour, it almost feels like it's slippery, like it's a coat of it. All right, so then we're gonna add water, but we're gonna try not to do it so quickly because then it's gonna get kind of it's a weird process. You kind of have to go eyeballing it with water, but basically this is easy. You just pour the cornstarch in a bowl or cup. Don't rush to add the water. Take time to feel the cornstarch. Cornstarch does not feel like any other powder, trust me. It has a texture that could be compared to, that's kind of like a whipped cream, I guess. The grains of the cornstarch are like so small that they will fill into grooves of your fingers. Like it creates such a smooth surface. It's weird. Like it creates a really smooth surface with your fingers. Like look at the difference. You could kind of tell my fingers apart from the other, and it makes the prints kind of stand out. Like, trying to take off as much as I can, but also leave like a slight coat of it. on there. Look at that. So cool. Slowly just start adding water in. So after you've taken it to feel the powder, we can start adding some water. I would say maybe add the food coloring to the water first. So we could do a first little 3 ounces of it. We'll do that. So this one still has the cornstarch in it, so don't mind the color of that. So we're gonna do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, let's make it green. Add a couple more. All right. Mix. Let's see. Okay. Let's see how this goes. I think it's green enough. So cool. I'm so excited. I haven't done this experiment since I was like in 5th grade. So it says to put about 120 milliliters. This one has about 75 in here. Okay, so little by little, and it's gonna slowly just start sinking in, and that is so cool. It's slowly just sinking in, and then on the side you can kind of see it start to get in there. So we're gonna start mixing. Oh, this is so cool. Look at it. It's like thick. Created like a whole blob in there. Ooh. Okay, I think this might have to be coming into a closer shot, so let me change that view real quick. All right, hopefully this is a better point of view. As you guys can see, some of it's already in there. It's looking a little blue. Oh, it feels funny. It's like super stiff. That's so crazy. Okay, let's finish adding the water in there. Ooh. See how that looks? It's so cool. And it gets like super stiff. I think I might have to move this into a bowl because this is not working. Oh God. Okay. One more shot of changing. All right, let's film this process too, transferring everything over so you guys can see a little bit of a fun unfolding. Okay, added just a little bit past that line. Damn, some of the cornstarch flew off to the side. I don't have enough cover surface area. Oh yeah, and then to add to the spookiness, my bowl has spiders on it, little spider webs on it. All right, more food coloring. Go. See, this part still doesn't have any. Just roll it all around. See, it's kind of sinking in. That's so cool. All right. Like when you're mixing into it, it feels super hard to mix. You're like, oh my God, I'm fighting with it. You could literally break it apart, like cut into it, but then it just molds back. Boom! See that? It's so cool. So cool. Remembering this from 5th grade. This is so awesome. I know I've said that many times already, but this is really cool. I swear I'm geeking out over here. Probably tell. Okay, look at that. That's so cool. Look at it. Bloob. It's blobs of it. That is so cool. Here, let me put a little bit of a different angle so you can see it. I'm breaking it like pieces, but it goes liquid. Like, what? Crazy. Okay, so basically we're done here. This is it. This is the fun of it. Just grab everything, clean it out the way. And if this gets on your clothes, gets on anything that's like fabric wise, it'll just let it dry off. Let it dry. You can scrape it off, even with a damp white, like a damp towel. Just clean it off. And then this, do not put it down the drain. Do not. It's gonna be a big, nasty call to the plumber later. It's not gonna be great. Your mom's gonna be pissed. Your parents are gonna be pissed. Okay, so as you can see, I'm literally touching it, pressing it, but I have nothing on me. Nothing. And you can see it looks watery. Let's add more food coloring. Why not? I know it says to add it with the water, but I see why it says to add it with the water now. Oh! It's so cool. Okay. Awesome. Best thing ever. All right. So now that we've kind of done here, we're just going to go ahead and start mixing with our hands. Let's see. All right, now to the science of this, but I guess before we get to a little bit of the science part, let me explain this. The OOBLECK, which is what everyone seems to know about the Dr. Seuss book series. So it's from the book called Bartholomew and the OOBLECK. So Bartholomew and the OOBLECK is a book that was made in the 1949 by Dr. Seuss. It follows the adventures of a young boy named Bartholomew Cubbins, who must rescue his kingdom from a sticky green substance called OOBLECK, which is this beautiful stuff right here. And the book is a sequel of shorts to the 500 Hats of Bartholomew Cubbins. So I guess he makes separate series about the, you know, the Bartholomew and how he's in a kingdom and his adventures. But we're sticking to the OOBLECK. So this is what they compared it to. It's not solid, it's not liquid, it's OOBLECK. So it's basically just the cornstarch and the water mixed together. And the way this works is based off of Sir Isaac Newton's laws. And you know, it's basically the non-Newton liquid. And it's basically individual liquids flow at consistent and predictable rates, as you likely discover that cornstarch goo does not have those rules. Clearly, because the fact that you press on it, it stays solid, nothing really gets left behind on your hand. This is from before, my bad. Basically, you just stick into it, and then it doesn't do anything. But as you do this, it looks liquidy. It looks like water's flowing. It moves like water. Maybe thicker water, but it's flowing. So if you pick it up, you can really break at the surface of this. And you just have this. It's like a ball, right? You have this ball forming. You can literally hold it, mush it around. Feels kind of like how Play-Doh would. Maybe not as much because it could kind of break apart as easily. But if you try to do it slower motions, it's a little whooshy. It's gooey like. But if you kind of pay attention to it closer, you can see the bits of water separating from you can see some parts are shinier than the rest of it, but that's because it's the water separating from the cornstarch. Because the cornstarch, it's basically like what cornstarch is. It's thick enough and heavy enough that it can just separate. So it's like the goo is a suspension, meaning that the grains are not completely dissolved, that are just suspended and spread out in the water. So that's why this acts like a solid and acts like a liquid. See? So cool. And then it says if you let go of the goo, sit in for a while after the cornstarch has settled at the bottom of the bowl. That's why it looks kind of liquidy. When it settles, see, it looks like water. It's settling. So all the cornstarch is at the bottom. So yeah, you're touching the water at the surface with a little bit of the cornstarch goo in there, you know, see? All right, thank you guys for watching. As you can see, you get very messy. Maybe it's not best to put that much food coloring in there, but I hope you guys liked the video just for the fun of it, or for the science of it. I mean, I know I didn't really throw much science facts in there. You can always look it up yourself, but I mean, pretty fun just to get messy. I mean, but I've been staring at this goo and it looks so delicious. I mean, I know it's probably not delicious because it's cornstarch, but I don't know. It's very tempting. But yeah, here's the mess that I made. So thank you for joining me, and see you guys on next week's video. You really thought that was the goo? No. I got some ice cream from downstairs, put a little bit of food coloring there, but bet you a lot more delicious than the goo. That's cornstarch. But delicious. See you guys in the next video.